In my past video, we discussed the various factors of endurance, how it is dependent on anaerobic metabolism, aerobic metabolism, and neuromuscular factors and all of their subcategories. In this video, however, we're going to discuss how strength, your maximal strength, might correlate to your endurance. When talking about strength and conditioning, there's always this tendency to separate different components. For example, we say that strength is strength, power is power, endurance is endurance. We simply don't see this interconnectedness between everything, and it has probably never even occurred to some athletes how endurance may in certain cases be correlated to one's strength level. In the book Science and Practice of Strength Training, they explain that there is this hotspot where your strength level may actually correlate with endurance. They explained that this happens with roughly 25% of your 1 repetition maximum on a given exercise. In other words, if we were to take two athletes of similar bodily structure and one of them can squat 200 kilograms while the other can squat only 150, we can with near certainty state that the 200 kilogram squatter can perform more repetitions at values over 25% of his 1 repetition maximum. In other words, he will get less tired than the 150 kilogram squatter when performing many repetitions on, for example, 70 kilograms. But here is the thing. If we would instruct both of those athletes to squat, let's say 20 kilograms for maximum reps, this would not correlate with endurance because it is under 25% for both of them. In such a scenario, it would be impossible to say who could endure more reps. So in essence, this means that if your sport necessitates you to endure fatigue under loaded conditions, the more you have to exert high forces in short time spans and all of that, the more beneficial strength training will probably be for you. So think of a wrestler, for example. This is a perfect example of a sport that fits this description. In wrestling, once again, you will have two wrestlers going at it against each other. They will be pushing, pulling, throwing each other, defending takedowns. They will basically be experiencing 25% or scenarios above 25% of their strength level constantly. In a situation like this, strength is definitely a denominator to who will endure the most. So suppose we have two wrestlers and one of the wrestlers is 2 times stronger than his counterpart, who is 2 times weaker in this case. If all other things are equal, if the skills are equal, if they have similar body composition and all of that, chances are that wrestler A will get less tired because his ceiling for strength is higher. Think back to that graph I showed you with the hotspot where strength correlates with endurance. It means that when his strength, like his ceiling of strength, is higher, anything moderately below that ceiling will lead him to get less tired. Movements will basically cost him less energy compared to his opponent. For example, suppose this guy is front squatting 150 kilograms all day, every day, like working on strength exercises that are applicable to wrestling, and now he's against his opponent facing those planes of movement, but they are nowhere near the strength he usually has to endure in the lifting room. It is hard to pinpoint which lift in the lifting room will translate well to wrestling, but it is safe to say that if we just think of general strength level, the stronger wrestler will get less tired than a weaker wrestler.